Welcome to my daily watercolor practice video. I hope you join me. In these videos, I practice different watercolor skills every day with the aim to just improve my skills. And I also show you the good, the bad, the ugly, like this one, all my failures as well as successes. So today I'm going to be making patterns, but the reason is actually to practice different skills, not just to make the pattern. So, for example, we will be practicing value scales, water control, brush control, things like that. The first one I want to start with is, let me just wet my palette. They will all be very simple, but also very kind of calming, I guess, because when you're creating patterns rather than painting something specific, then there is less pressure, and especially because you repeat things and stuff like that. There is just basically less pressure on perfection, and yeah, you do it to practice. So I tend to like give myself a bit more of a just let go, Anyway, I am a little stressed, so I think I just need to start painting. So my first idea is to paint wet in wet circles. There is not much plan for it. I just want to kind of gently ease myself into painting. All I'm going to do is just paint overlapping circles with random colors. I will sometimes let them touch. I'll usually try to do the circle a little bit outside and then just gently touch, let it merge. But there is, other than that, there's not much plan. I'm just kind of doing random things. Sometimes I will paint them separately and let them dry a little bit more. And sometimes I will make them more just joined together. I will probably try to do this one. This one's very wet, very watery. Yeah, that's definitely too much water. Just going to grab my tissue. Sorry for the earthquake. Right, so I don't like when puddles like this happen, and they are hard to control. They are just a bit of a mess. I generally like to when there is no control. I mean, I do like when things happen randomly, but the puddles are actually not very nice, I'd say. Like, for example, if when you add water to a wash and create a cauliflower effect, I really do like this effect, even though it's technically often considered a mistake. But some mistakes are actually really pretty and they have a place. But when it comes to too much water and too much puddles, I am not sold on them. But who knows? Everything in watercolor tends to have a place. Just depends how you use it. Okay, I think I'm going to kind of I need to take a deep breath and relax. I will just keep painting and probably talk a little less. Look, so when you're doing these circles, notice if there's anything. I literally just said I'm gonna stop talking and I clearly can't help myself. But like, notice what it is that you do, what's happening. For example, like, I've noticed that I use too much water. Also this one, as you can see, this one was really wet. I had to mop it up a bit, but because it was so wet, it actually, rather than blend it like here, this blended, but this actually interfered with this pigment. This is basically the cauliflower effect that I was mentioning. So this is actually really nice because, like, we have blending here, we have layering here a little bit, and then we have cauliflower, which looks like a mistake, but they can actually create like quite nice textures. I do like using them for textures. Right, this is quite a nice blend as well, I feel. Just going to carry on. Here we go. Just let things happen. Get used to the feel of the brush. Too wet, too watery. Another thing that I found useful is actually, rather than going straight into the pigment and just going to the paper, I tend to have more control when I actually mix it on the palette. It's a habit that I need to keep developing because I still have this bad habit of just going straight in from the pan to paper. When you're actually on the palette, it's easier to tell how thick your mix is. And I tend to do very watery mixes when I go straight from the pan. Right, I think I'm gonna overlap this. There we go. Oh, it's actually still not dry enough, so it's kind of bleeding. And should I actually go for this one as well? There we go, why not? So just random circles. I really want to use this color, but I'll use it a bit thicker. Let's maybe go here. One rule for good blending is to always use thicker paint, so more pigmented paint than the one you used before, otherwise the blending will go like this. This one was more watered down, this one was thicker, and that's why this happened. But yeah, sometimes just things happen kind of randomly. Like watercolor is so hard to control, even when you have an idea in your mind. It just takes so much practice to get things to do exactly what you want them to do. And I think learning to let go in watercolor is one of the big lessons that I'm learning still. Definitely still not good at it. Really, after over a decade of painting, you would think I have it all nailed down, but no, not even close. So just letting go, letting the paint do its thing is often much less stressful than trying to be too precise. But at the same time, practicing skills will give you more confidence. Again, too much water. And also knowing what it is that you're struggling with. I absolutely love painting wet in wet. I love painting loose. But this is actually the thing that I struggle with a lot. I mean, it is probably the hardest part in watercolor, really. The hardest thing to learn. But part of the problem was that for a long time I've not been using good supplies, especially paper, you know. I've not really been using like cotton paper. Even this one is actually, I think when I was buying it I thought it was cotton, but it turned out to be just the typical cellulose one. But this one is actually not that bad. And because I want everything in one notebook, I decided to just go with this one. Should I add a little bit more darkness in here? No, I think I kind of like it to be a bit like bottom heavy. I'll leave this at that. I'll have to let it dry and then we'll do some more fun patterns. But this time with a little bit more intention, I guess. Okay, this is now dry. I'm just going to remove the tape because it looks so much better, even when something is fairly ugly, like these circles. I should have really like limited the colors I used for them. But yeah, anyway, that doesn't look terrible, does it? But let's move on to the next one. So for this one, I will be using a flat brush. And what I want to do is practice water control and how much pigment to use. So we will be doing just simple stripes, but I will start with the like very watery mix, very pale, and then just gradually make it darker, and then the opposite the other way around. So I'm going to use one color for all of this because I feel like there's a lot to think about, a lot to control. It will be easier to just do one color. So I'm just now doing, probably made it a little bit too dark, quite a watery mix of any color you choose. And I'll just start here and gradually I'll add some more pigment. too much water. No, don't go too far. See, I clearly have not tried this before. Let's just see how this goes. Darker and darker with each stroke until very dark. Okay, that's not too bad, but I think I can probably do better. Let's see if the other way around is easier. So almost a neat pigment. There we go. Now water it down. More water. Splatter. It's kind of hard to decide how much water to add. Like I'm not really gonna be able to make it pale enough, I don't think, before I arrive. Yeah, that's it really. And also I think I'm using too much water. I'm gonna have to mop it up a bit with a dry brush. Okay, let's try the watery one again. Here we go, a little bit more. I'm kind of tapping some of the water away to make it less watery, but it's not really. I think I need to actually use a bit of a tissue. The brush is too wet. Okay, so if I compare these two, they will look different when this one dries. Look how much like smoother this one dries. Is this one going to dry smooth as well? Not sure. Just mop this up a little bit, it's too much. But yeah, with this one, I think this one is a little paler, definitely. Anyway, let's carry on. Right, I think I'm going to pause here because I don't want to bore you. Basically, this is the principle. Right, and then for the next one, we will be painting. Will we be painting leaves? I don't know. We'll figure it out later. Okay, so after this exercise, I'm thinking two things. One, I don't think my brushes are good enough because of the way they hold pigment, they hold water and just, yeah, paint in general. Because I think I probably need to upgrade my brushes because the results are quite patchy. And like I mentioned earlier, the paper is also not good enough. So definitely supplies matter a lot. With sometimes, you know, it can be subtle difference, but sometimes some things are just hard to achieve, especially with the wrong paper. But also, like, as I'm figuring out, my brushes probably need upgrading. They are fairly cheap brushes. I really think I probably need to invest in something better. Anyway, next one I want to do, we are going to be practicing value scales and compounding strokes. So I'm going to be doing leaves, just pattern of leaves. First I want to show you how I'm painting it. So I'm just doing a little stem, then pressing on the belly of the brush and then lifting up, and the same thing on the other side, leaving a little bit of a gap in the middle. So that's a compounding stroke when it's pressing down on the brush and then going up. Oh yeah, I was going to mention it's best done with a round brush. They are just really well designed for this sort of thing. So that's how I'm going to paint the leaves. But the next thing that I will also practice is, as I go along, I will be adding more pigment to my puddle. So I have my puddle of paint. Can you see it? this pink puddle. So I have it fairly watery now, but as I go along I will start adding more pigment to it. So yeah, sometimes it's nice to leave this little gap and also like vary the direction, but sometimes this gap I might struggle and it might disappear. I'm also going to be moving page around. I found this one especially really peaceful. I really like doing the leaves. I don't know why. A lot of things in painting stress me out. It's probably not a cute thing to say, but that's the truth of it. I tend to be very hard on myself when I paint. But yeah, the leaves are just very peaceful for me. Especially when it's like a pattern and you don't really pay too much attention to every leaf. So even the ones that went wrong, just kind of let go and forget about them. But in general, I really like the pattern they create as well. And I decided to go with pink leaves, just change things up a bit because I like playing with color, just doing things a bit more randomly. Okay, so I'm going to gradually start adding more color. Oh, and also remember to make sure that the leaf underneath is dry, because we will soon start overlapping them. So make sure that the one underneath is dried, unless you want them to bleed, obviously up to you, but that is my idea. I'm going to just do this one like this. Okay, so I'm going to carry on with this, and then we'll meet again when it's a little bit more filled. Okay, we are in the final stages, and I'm just adding more contrast, doing very dark ones. And I just want to also mention that, you know, you can vary these exercises a lot. Instead of leaves, you could literally just do any sort of patterns. I don't know, circles, triangles, literally just brush strokes, and then just change the values. You know, start with light, or well, usually it's best to start with light, really, because then you can build up on top. And same with this, you know, different stripes, different kind of shapes and stuff like that. You could also do like a more of a like or this going this way or whatever, you know. All these exercises can be easily changed, and you can really practice even every day, especially if there is something you spot that you think like, oh, I need to practice that. And I think it's just so much more relaxing when you frame it as practice rather than I need to paint something, because then there is less pressure. Right, so before we move on, I want to do something fun. This is an optional step, but I really do like using metallics. There's so many beautiful metallic colors. They are so fun and sparkly. And I just absolutely love them, especially because I make them. So I know what they do. I know, you know, I just try to make them pretty, and obviously I love them. That's why I make them. And what I'm going to do is just add little lines in between. And it's a little bit of an excuse to practice, but you can literally just practice. Oh, I didn't clean this one very well. You can literally just practice making thin lines. Obviously you can use any paint, but I want to add metallics just for fun of it. I have a dedicated brush for metallic paints because they are so pigmented and shiny. They kind of tend to stick to the brush a bit. The lighting is not very good, so I don't think you'll really be able to see the sparkle. Where's my camera? Yeah, no, it's not even focusing. Anyway, I'll just carry on. I'll just try to do a thin line. So use any color you want, but I think, yeah, practicing doing like thin lines is useful as well, and that way we can make these boring lines a little bit more interesting. Maybe let's go with this one. I really need to, hang on, is this slide going to work better? I don't think. No. Yeah, lighting is something I'm still figuring out. But hey, one day. Right now, I'm literally in the shadow. My desk is in the shadow. Maybe this one. Now that one is very wobbly. So I definitely need to practice. Okay, how about something more golden? If you're feeling a little bit uninspired, metallics always make me want to paint because they're just so juicy, lovely and sparkly. This is the kind of art I like. Happy, yeah, happy and fun and a little bit magical. Oh, right, I need to rest my, oh goodness, to rest my elbow. Okay, I think the problem is I really want to rip this tape because I want to see how it looks without the tape. That's my favorite part. But okay, I think that will be it for today. I'm just going to remove this. Because you can't really see, can you? There we go, looking so much better already, isn't it? My sleeve is already in the way, forgive me. Ta-da! And isn't it just lovely? Crisp lines. Looking so much better already. Okay, so that's it for today's video. Hope you liked it, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. But most importantly, I hope you'll do it for yourself and try some fun patterns, and maybe even let me know what you came up with. Happy painting!